Caja mágica, ha llegado el momento de dar la bienvenida a la vigente campeona de Roland Garros con todos vosotros, Świątek. Y aquí llega, sobre la tierra batida de Madrid, la número 1 del mundo, Ashleigh, Barty.
Well, do we have a firecracker of a match to round off day 5 here at the mature Madrid Open as the 2019 French Open champion takes on the 2020 French Open champion. Yes, the world #1, Ash Barty, up against one of the talented youngsters of the tour, 19-year-old Iga Świątek. This one should be absolutely fascinating. The first time that these two cultured classics have come head-to-head. Candy Reid alongside myself, Pete Hodges. And I don't even need to ask the question as to whether you're excited about this one.
Well, Pete, it doesn't get any better than this, does it? A 2020 French Open champion against Barty, the Roland Garros winner of 2 years ago. Buckle up, everyone. This is going to be fun. Two of the best clay court players in the world right now go head-to-head in an intriguing encounter that will feature power, finesse, and probably everything in between, Pete.
Iga Świątek was just saying how excited she was to finally face the world #1. She's never played the top-ranked player in the sport. You would think that's going to happen quite often, and maybe a couple of years' time she might be the top-ranked player in the world. She's that talented. These two had a hit in Melbourne together.
Girls, condition will be same on this court. Just a reminder for the challenge. Please show your interest and make it clearly, especially during the rally. Between first and second serve, do it as quick as possible. And shot clock on this corner and this corner. And TV changeovers, wait for me to call time. Any questions? No? Would you like to call? Iga? Heads? So your tails, Ash. Yeah. That's heads. Have a good match.
So that was Świątek winning the toss and electing to serve first. We talk about both of these players being stunning tennis players. They're also terrific ambassadors for the sport. Always give a lot in the press conferences. Both of them don't have too much of an ego either. So very, very popular players on the WTA tour. And it is exciting times on tour right now because you have legends of the game here, there and everywhere, and they will be meeting a legend of the game in the next round, whoever comes through this one, because the 2-time Wimbledon champion Petra Kvitova got the job done in a classic against Kudermetova earlier on today. And she's a 3-time champion, so she is looking good. And she's going to have to get past either Barty or Świątek to go any further in this year's championships. Well, as for Ash Barty, it's been another stellar year, hasn't it? As in, if she wins this match, she'll have won more matches than anyone else on the WTA circuit in 2021. There were so many question marks, having pretty much opted out for 2020 season with the COVID-19 situation. But she's won 3 titles, but perhaps didn't find her best tennis in the previous round. Did drop a set to Zidansek, and said there was a lot of close games. Margins were slightly off, but she did say she was missing in the right way. Questioned as well in the press conference of, was she feeling fatigued after winning Stuttgart? She said she feels good and feels like she's enjoying playing on clay again.
Well, she certainly looks like it, doesn't she? And she's actually on a 13-match winning streak on the clay. Something has to give because Iga's got a 9-match clay winning streak as well. Ashleigh Barty coming through so many 3-set record of 10-1, Pete. She's Barty from the brink so many times. She did it again against Zidansek. She actually won the first set, lost the next set 6-1, and then came back 6-3. Yes, it wasn't a stellar performance from Barty, but she got through it as she has done so many times.
And talking of getting through it, that was the situation for Iga Świątek in the previous round. Looked like she was cruising through, but it took her 11 match points to get over the line against Lara Siegmund. And, well, she said she is feeling like she's getting better and better every day with the circumstances and the conditions here in Madrid. Much of that she has paid homage to doubles, saying actually she loosened up on the doubles court with playing with Bethany Mattek-Sands. And that has really helped her. And it's another one of these cases, isn't it, Candy, of that she plays a lot of doubles, and that's helping her singles as well.
Yeah, it can't really hurt, can it? It's really good for the return game, because, of course, the window of opportunity is so much smaller. You've got to use your brain, and it's really fun. Takes the pressure off in doubles, especially with Bethany Mattek-Sands, who makes, I think, everything fun. She's always got some fun clothing, but Świątek, well, she's good. Doubles and singles. She beat Laura Sigerman 3-3 after those 11 match points. And you're right, in the first round, had quite an easy win over Alison Risk. She is a superb player, a young player, and you're absolutely right. She could well be in Ash Barty's position at #1 in the world very soon. That's how good she is.
Yeah, backed up that win at the French Open this year by claiming her second title in Adelaide. And when you consider she won the juniors at Wimbledon, she can do it on all surfaces, just like Ash Barty can. Of course, it was by winning Birmingham that she was able to become the world #1 for the first time on the grass. First title was on the hard courts and first slam on the clay. And then, of course, also a winner in Stuttgart on the indoor clay. So can play on absolutely every surface, Ash Barty, as can Iga Świątek. And this is why we're so looking forward to this encounter. Also, something that Ash Barty said she was looking forward to was a bit more sunshine, and we've had a little bit more of it today. Still overcast conditions, still not as warm as I think many would like it in Madrid. And the fact that it's now 7 p.m, it won't be overly warm this evening. That's why you can see Świątek with an over jacket on, another garment on top. She was the one to win the toss, though, at the pole, and elected to serve first. It's interesting, you said about taking the pressure off. She said she is the underdog for this one. And I think she always likes to consider herself the underdog, particularly playing against the world #1. And she could play with more freedom. That was another thing she talked about as well in the press conference, about she's got an effective topspin forehand and that she has to play with freedom. If it's got a little bit tight, that's when the balls tend to fly at this altitude. As we see Craig Tyser sat courtside, as Barty's coach. Mouth-watering matchup to finish off day 5 here at the Madrid Open. The world #1 and 2019 French Open champion Ash Barty taking on last year's French Open champion, 19-year-old Iga Świątek. And it will be the poll to get this last 16 match underway. Candy Reid and myself, Pete Hodges, to talk you through it. First time that these two have met on the tennis court, other than having a hit together in Melbourne earlier on this year. Both spoke fondly of each other. Doing some damage there for Świątek, who can't back it up. Both of these players, Candy, much loved off the court with regards to their character, but also loved on the court because they can play with such variety. But what variations does Świątek need to use today to get the win?
Well, she's going to have to be ready because Barty literally has every shot in the book, doesn't she? She's going to have to stop her from hitting her shots. I think both players are a bit wary of each other's forehands. And of course, they've got to keep them behind the baseline.
Let seconds.
Can do a lot of damage. Both players can play with touch. Really interesting duel looking at those two forehands going head to head.
Barty noted they hadn't played before, so there's going to be a period of trying to figure each other out. That's what you're seeing here. But Barty also is very, very wary of that Świątek forehand. Once she gets inside the court, she's lethal. She also has a pretty good serve beat.
Certainly does.
40-15.
Is up in the upper reaches when it comes to serving stats and winning points behind the first serve and points behind first and second serve in terms of service games won. She's won 74.1% of service games this year, Świątek. And that percentage just went up a little bit more,
Yes.
having held
First game.
in the first game of the first set.
A very good start from the youngster. She took the pressure off, didn't she, Pete, in the press conferences by saying, I'm not expected to win this one. She's the better player. But you know that Świątek really wants it, and so does her coach. That's Piotr Szczeputowski. Hasn't he done a fantastic job with her?
Al servicio, Ashleigh, Barty.
There you go, 13-match win streak on the red clay for Barty. Of course, it's the first clay court tournament of the year for Świątek. After winning the French Open last year, she's on a 9-match win streak too.
15 love.
Of course, Barty did lose on the green clay in Stuttgart. No, not Stuttgart, Charleston, I should say. Didn't lose in Stuttgart. Went on to claim it was a 11th title.
37.
Came away with a nice car and a nice watch after winning the doubles.
She's got everything right now, that's Barty. Certainly someone who can pretty much do everything. I'm yet to know anything she can't do.
That's a question she needs to be asked in her press conferences.
I'm still waiting for it.
Being the humble person she is, she'd probably say a lot.
30,
Of course,
15.
as we know, went away and became a pro cricketer in her younger years, and then she even played some terrific golf last year. And in Charleston, they had to try and hit a bullseye on top of a house, and I think she was even the best at that. That forehand that can do some damage for Świątek.
I think they made Ash Barty close her eyes. She was too good at that bullseye hitting. But this is how good the Świątek forehand is, one to watch. Barty is well aware of it. She also says that Iga is a great mover, and the movement and the forehand have worked wonders so far.
Deal with the meaty forehand return on that occasion.
40-30.
Has of course played a lot of tennis this year, Barty, making up for lost time after last year. 22 match wins, which is level with Kudermetova. Most match wins this year. Kudermetova losing earlier on today to Kvitova.
Wallace.
As I said earlier on, in that tough win in the previous round, said her margins were just off, but she was missing in the right way. Nothing like playing matches, especially on clay, to get your legs used to it. And certainly played the right way with regards to that point.
Vintage Barty, she sees that her opponent's in a bit of trouble. She's outstretched. Barty takes the ball early, textbook backhand volley into the open court, and she does it better than anybody.
Jumping into that one, though. Świątek. The forehand that does the damage. The backhand's pretty handy, too.
Deuce. Świątek.
Of the two, it's Iga who's settled quicker. Surprising, given her age and her relative inexperience.
The break point swiped away.
That serve has got Barty out of trouble time after time. It's a wonderful weapon. For someone at 5'6", biomechanics are absolutely perfect.
And of course leads the way in the ace count this year.
It's not so much the power of Barty, it's the precision. She just hits the corners. She can go out wide, she can go down the middle, she can add a bit of slice, a bit of topspin. You just, as a returner, you don't know what's coming.
It's a late adjustment, isn't it? It's very tough to read as a returner.
Gracias.
You were telling me about an article you read with Andre Agassi with the Boris Becker tell. I don't think there is a tell with Barty. It's a heavy forehand from Świątek, and she actually talked about that in the press conference, saying that she feels that her forehand is well suited to this court because it will fly. And she plays it with a lot of topspin, and that's what you need at altitude to get the control. Also mentioned the fact that you have to play with freedom. Can't tighten up. She said actually playing doubles has helped her loosen up on the court. And as you say, it certainly looks loose so far in this one. I think Barty just fearing second serve return somewhat.
And that's something with the altitude as well, that if you don't get quite enough spin on that second serve, the ball can fly on you. We're well above sea level in Madrid. The Dunlop balls are slightly heavier, but if you mishit it, get it slightly wrong.
Wasn't quite the ace to save the break point, but same sort of result. 2 break points. And Świątek unable to get the ball back in play. It away, third time lucky.
There are a few bites in the cherry, but she stayed with it. She was patient. Barty didn't give her too much on that shot, and Świątek actually picked the wrong way, and then didn't make a mistake on the second ball though. Very clever, patient play from the pole.
Third break point save. This is an epic game.
Deuce.
Barty would quite like a big serve here and a free point if she can get it. This side's been a bit trickier to find them.
I talked about a lot of games going to deuce against Świątek. A little stuck behind the baseline there, Barty. She's only made 7 out of 16, or in fact out of 17 serves in this game, Barty. Which will be a little concerning. Looking to try and find another first serve here, though. It's another break point. She said she was just going to play with freedom and enjoy the experience tonight, Iga Świątek. And she'll be certainly enjoying it so far, as it's the Pole who breaks first in this opening set for a 2-love lead.
And Barty not looking particularly comfortable on her serve yet. It's an indication when she slices off the backhand that she's a little bit nervous. When she tends to get two hands and hit over it, you could tell she's playing with a bit more freedom. So perhaps she's feeling the pressure from this young lady.
That might be why. You can understand why she's feeling confident. 18 sets in a row. Red clay.
It hasn't dropped a set in her 9-match winning streak.
Well, you can't say that for Ash Barty, because she has, of course, had a 3-setter a couple of days ago, but also 3 of the 4 wins in Stuttgart were in 3 sets.
Świątek decided not to play in Stuttgart. Instead, she was practicing in Spain. She said she didn't go home to Poland, just too many distractions. Now she's a big major star. It's hard to get away from it. And she said she actually enjoys the bubble of COVID because she can focus on recovery and matches. And she looks well prepared for this one.
Fortunate enough to know Nick Brown well, who's been part of her coaching team throughout her junior life and is still in and around the Polish team. I asked her, has she changed since winning the French Open?
And he said
not at all. Said she's still very humble and almost doesn't know what to do with the money that she says doesn't know what to spend it on. But no, said yeah, hasn't changed at all and doesn't think she will. Really grounded, good parents, good people around her.
Didn't ask for a raise then.
I didn't ask that. Maybe next time. But no, he said she's been a gem to coach as well. You know, someone who always listens, works very hard.
And has a great backhand up the line.
iguales. 31.
You know, lockdown peak when everyone had great ideas about how they were going to learn languages and become more creative. Well, Świątek actually followed through, unlike the rest of us. And she graduated, and she likes history books on Tudor dynasty and lots of British history in general. So an intelligent girl, putting her time to good use.
Brilliant from Świątek. Barty talked about the forehand doing damage and dictating play, but the backhand is on fire. Another backhand winner for the 14th seed. She backs up the break for a 3-love lead.
Señoras, señores, siéntense rápidamente, por favor. Gracias.
What to do here for the world number 1.
Por favor.
Love 3. I'm sure there'll be no panic from Barty. That's nicely done. Barty, who said she didn't actually watch much of the French Open last year. Decided to just watch a bit of Alja Tomljanovic and other Australians in the early rounds, but generally I think just enjoyed herself. So she has no regrets with regards to not playing it.
40-0. 40-0.
So she found it a little frustrating initially with the COVID situation as to why she wasn't able to defend her title, but thought it was the right move to make by not travelling.
Yeah, there was so much uncertainty, and just coming from Australia, it was hard for her to know whether she'd be able to get back home. So she made the decision, she stuck with it, she feels good about it. And as you've seen this year, well, it turned out to be quite a good decision overall.
40-15. 40-15.
Might not have been the cleanest. The forehand finds the line. Got the bit between her teeth right now, Iga Świątek.
40-30.
She's got a really intense look, hasn't she? Forehand down the line there. Forehand cross court on the line. It was an awkward bounce, and she just picked her spot. Really good composure.
Barty.
Barty does come through that game. Gets herself on the board.
3-1.
Bit of an easier service game for Barty. She had, if you can believe it, 18 first serves to hit in that very first game where she got broken. A strange game for her since she's been serving so well, but maybe the pressure of the Świątek return had something to do with it.
Love 15.
First double.
Really good deep playing from Barty. She's added a little bit to her length in this fifth game, and that paid dividends on that shot. She knows she has to keep her opponent behind the baseline. Doesn't want her to unleash those powerful ground strokes.
why she's so effective on this surface, Świątek. That forehand has so much topspin on it.
15-30.
He fizzes off the surface, kicks up high.
These courts are really receptive to the spin and bounce. And she was on that short ball like a flash, wasn't she? So quick, so willing to go forward, which is lovely to see in someone so young.
In a bit of trouble here, though. That one flashes long. She had tournament
15-40.
debut here, which is why she talked a lot about finding her feet and feeling comfortable with the conditions. Not easy, because the ball does tend to fly, as that one did. And there's a chance for Barty to get the break back.
Vote. Miss Świątek challenging the call on the left service line. The ball was pulled out.
Świątek challenging the call. There's an overrule from Jung Shui in the chair. And it was a good one.
Second serve.
Double fault is costly.
Barty.
2 doubles in the game for Świątek. Having played such good tennis, it was inevitable that it had to dip at some point.
3 games to 2.
Barty gets the break back. And it's Świątek who still leads by 3 games to 2, first set.
I know it takes time, but sometimes, you know, it can be like system and down, but I can still check that mark. I need to show, you know what I mean? Just don't erase the mark.
So you still check it?
No, if the system is down, I can check it. That's why we want you to just let it. No worries.
I didn't think of that.
No, don't worry.
Time.
Barty is very friendly and likes a lot of things, but one thing she doesn't like is the line system, the technology on this court. Doesn't feel confident or comfortable with it. Maybe a bit of a discussion with the chair umpire at the sit-down. Very polite conversation to the chair umpire, but as we know, didn't particularly enjoy a couple of the technological calls that she got in the previous round. Both players using the width of the court so well.
15-0.
Barty seems to have found her rhythm, her timing, and her eye is most certainly in now. Just had a slow start, which is not always usual for her. Usually comes out quite quick out of the gates, but she's made up for lost time.
It's her second serve. She's having to hit a lot of second serves.
It seems at the moment she's really aiming for the Świątek forehand return, isn't she? She hasn't gone out too much wide after the pole hit that beautiful backhand down the line. Seems to be her strategy for now.
Defense from Świątek.
30-15.
There it is. Świątek really likes that kick backhand serve, taking it early and ripping it down the line. It's an awfully tough shot because you have to get the connection just right. Really pull across with the left hand to ensure it goes in. You can see how good that was because Barty is mighty quick and she didn't even get a racket on it.
It's a cover on that forehand.
40-30.
So percentage right now pretty crucial for Barty. She's won 75% of the points when she's found the first serve, just 35% when she's missed it.
Juego Barty.
So 3 games in a row now for Ash Barty. Gets back to level pegging at 3-all in this first set. What's happened here? Why have we seen this downturn from Świątek?
Yeah, the tides have turned, haven't they? Świątek in the lead. Barty catches up. Now Świątek's starting to feel the pressure. She's just missing a few easy balls. Momentum has shifted. First serve percentage from both women below the 50% mark. So still perhaps trying to feel each other out and a little bit nervous of the return of each player.
Is it a case of too much respect from each of them? Evenly matched before that point. Both players had hit 8 winners and 9 unforced errors. It was 3-all, 15-all. We talked about the match winning streak on red clay that they're both on. Something has to give. And right now the backhand isn't purring as much as it was 10 minutes ago for Świątek. Make her feel better. Second ace.
This match has been built up so much. As soon as the draw came out, everybody's eye went to that third round possible encounter between these two. And it's hard for them to avoid all the press interest, all the media attention. There's a lot on the line.
That's excellent with regards to using the slice. Haven't seen too much of it. Świątek coming out on top of that little duel.
Tricky, the high part of the net down the line, and that ball was very low. Świątek really knifed through her slice. It was short and low, and Barty hits the net cord. It comes the wrong side.
Juego Świątek.
It's a good recovery. It's trailing in the game. It's the last 3 games too. But a nice response from the pole. He wedges back in front despite the shake of the head and leads 4-3 first set.
4-3.
Barty then serving 3-4.
It was interesting to see Świątek during the break there, just sitting down. She's closing her eyes. She's obviously going through a routine, something her omnipresent sports psychologist Daria Abramovich must have designed for her.
It's amazing how often she mentions her psychologist in her press conferences. I say amazing, it's actually not that amazing because, of course, they're so important these days. We were talking in Barty's first round matches, and she now sounds like a prophet, the way she speaks to the media.
It's all about we the team, isn't it?
We the team, but also, you know, your biggest strength comes from your darkest hour and all of that.
And you'll notice Świątek on her shoes, she's got Team Świątek.
40.
The sports psychologist was actually the idea of that man there, Piotr. He wanted to bring someone in to work with her on that side of the game, and it certainly worked at the 2020 French Open.
I think it was a very smart move because we talked about how humble and what a nice girl she was and is. I just would have thought the reasoning behind that was just to make sure she had the belief in the big moments. She certainly had that.
Just strikes that backhand so early, doesn't she? She's beaten Barty several times with that shot. Just taking it early. Barty almost needs to start moving to her right immediately when she kicks the serve up to the backhand.
That's some point from Barty because it wasn't a bad return from Świątek. It's fascinating, isn't it? Both players haven't quite played brilliant tennis at the same time, but they're both having their moments. Full rotation on that forehand, and it's 4-all. So if this was a boxing match, who's ahead on points right now, Candy?
I think no one would put Any money on that, Pete? It's neck and neck, isn't it? Level on points. Neither woman has grabbed this by the scruff of the neck.
Iguales.
I think if this was a boxing match, they're sort of both skirting around each other, making small jabs, small movements. But certainly no one's landed a knockout punch.
Both players have struggled at times with their serve. Third double fault for Świątek.
Señoras, señores, por favor, apaguen los teléfonos móviles. Gracias.
I don't speak Spanish, but I think that was turn down your mobile phones, if I had to guess.
On the same page. So good. Something else Świątek talked about in terms of saying what a great slice Barty had, and she was saying when she practiced with it, you really had to use your legs to get down low, and she certainly did that here.
The serve was really good because it kicked up so high, and Barty sliced, yeah, didn't have enough on it, did it? Świątek able to hit the ball behind her for a winner.
He's out of a rhythm, though, on the first serve. It's a worrying miss mid-net. That's another perler with a backhand up the line from Świątek. As much as the serve isn't going, the backhand has got her out of trouble time and time again. Just overcooked the slice backhand. Still not overly happy because struggling to find a rhythm on the serve. I think coach is just saying get up to the ball more, which is a game away from taking the first set against the world number one. Should be a bit happier. Serving to stay in the first set, Barty. 4-5.
In
A strange serving set so far. Both women are still way below the 50% mark on first serves.
To kick up nice and high.
30 love.
Nod of approval from Craig Tyser. That or he's just admiring the roof. Oh, wow. Came out the middle of the racket, there's no doubt about that. Doesn't find the line.
Barty's hitting more of an open stance forehand there, where Świątek is really getting her left foot to step in and take that early. It wasn't far away.
Previous forehand, just long. That one hits the bullseye.
Yeah, right in the strike zone of Świątek. She's been very successful hitting the ball towards Ashleigh Barty's forehand. Down that line has been the source of many winners so far in this match. Świątek losing her footing a few times in that game.
Consider Iga Świątek has won 18 sets in a row on the red clay. Barty has won 13 matches in a row. Safe to say we expected this one to be tight. One record has to go.
And that's why the beginning was a bit surprising, wasn't it? Świątek going up 3-love, but this is really what we were expecting. Both neck and neck. Far too close to call at this point.
The frustration growing. The last two sit-downs, Świątek, despite holding serve, has been shaking her head and getting annoyed. And this is where she has to be a little bit careful. We talked about the psychologist of not getting overly frustrated with the conditions. It's something that is very frustrating for a tennis player. You lose a rhythm on serve, the rest of your game can sometimes follow suit. 40% mark there now, the first serve percentage for Świątek. It's two double faults in a row.
No matter the forehand, the backhand, the volleys and all that jazz, it really comes down to the serve. It's the most important shot in tennis. And you're right, when you haven't got that rhythm, it's hard to do much. She finds herself in a bit of a hole here.
She had a yes. Finally finds the first serve.
15-30.
Have to love that noise.
Unusual noise from the Australian. She knew it was a big opportunity to chip the return back. And there it was a pretty routine forehand, just sailed long.
you believe it? Third double of the game. It's now 6 for the set.
30-40.
Making life very tough for herself. That's a break point for the Australian. You just can't get away with hitting 3 double faults in a game against the world number 1. Barty not having to do much in that game, but gets the break. And in a few moments' time, will serve for the first set against Świątek. Leads 6-5. Well, it's a battle at the sit-down for Iga Świątek, incidentally, because she's shaking her head, and then she's trying to meditate, and then shaking her head, then trying to meditate. Tough to know which one's going to win through. And that's been the case in this set. It's been tough to know who's going to win through, but it is Ashleigh Barty who's rather been given the opportunity to close out this set. 3 double faults in the last game for Świątek. And so even though Ashleigh Barty's first serve percentage is at 43%, she does have the opportunity to get over the line in set 1. The start you'd want now.
0-15. Love 15. Quinte iguales. 15.
Ripping forehands from Świątek. Make her feel better after the previous game.
Slightly surprising from Barty there. Too many balls to the pole's forehand, and that one just had too much time. Świątek stepping in, taking it early. She could have gone either way. The mistake was from Barty there on the previous shot. It's more definite from the world number 1, more what we're used to exceeding. She's definitely got a strategy. Do not let Świątek step into the court on her forehand, where she's very good at dictating. It's really who can step into the court first.
It's a fine shot. Is she going to do enough here, Barty? She raised her game when it matters most. On the way to set point. Despite some serving issues and a slow start, the world #1 showing who is boss out on the Manolo Santana court. Able to recover from 3-love down to take the opening set by 7 games to 5. And that water for Craig Tyser will taste that much sweeter after that opening set of his charge. 54 minutes it took, 7-5 to score.
W samym środku zdyszanego dnia oglądasz się tak jak ja, oglądasz się tam, gdzie miłość zostawiła swą.
Juego primer set, Barty. 7 juegos a 5. 7 games to 5.
Just hold on. Sorry, what do you need from the trainer?
My trainer, can I get the ball key to grab something from my team?
Now the ball kids, they can't, but I can ask the court servants who take it.
Carolyn's got it. Carolyn's got it.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Emma, if Emma can come out.
Carolyn, her trainer has it. Can you just grab it from the trainer because I can't let the ball kids touch it? Yeah.
Can we just get Emma to come out, the physio to come out? I don't need a...
Sure.
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah.
I don't need a med coach to get one thing off her.
Sure.
Off.
Yeah.
Nudzić sobie, posłuchać sobie tego utworu wspólnie z łańcuchem. Lubię wracać do Jane Zbigniew Wodecki, miejsce 13. Prawie 3-5-7, 9 minut po 20 wracamy do rozmowy o spotkaniu z Michałem Boraszkiem. Tak z zespołem Michał, tak sobie ustaliliśmy, że będziemy sobie rozmawiać. Chciałbym, żeby w momencie, kiedy ważnego singla za kilkanaście minut się pojawi.
Well, jogging back onto the court, Iga Świątek trying to get something going. She would have been mightily disappointed, especially having been up 3-love. Was actually serving okay for the first half of the set, but then it fell off a cliff. 44% the first serve percentage ended up as, but more crucially, those 3 double faults in her final service game rather gifted Barty the break, and that was the crucial break in the end. So now we're going to see a reaction from Świątek as her run of sets on red clay has finally come to an end. It's 18 and out. Can she win the next 2? That's the big question. Never made it through to the quarterfinals of a WTA 1000 event, Świątek. Do you feel it's a matter of time? Looks like she's going to hit through the serve. The last serve that she hit in her previous service game, she kicked it in to protect the second serve. But Kenya, I'm sure you think that's not the right way to go about this. Has to be aggressive with that first serve.
Sometimes when you're struggling on the first serve, you just really need to keep hitting it and hope it comes back. I don't think playing it safe is the way to play against Barty. She's just got too many weapons. She can knife the backhand on a slice, she can hit over it, or of course she's got that big forehand. And it will come back. It's the way it works and serves. Just get out of rhythm, lose a little bit of confidence.
Beautifully done. Really confident hold. It's about the fact she uses a psychologist and meditates at the sit down.
First game,
or at least looks like she meditates at the sit down. And whatever she did between set 1 and 2 has clearly worked. Very fine game from the Pole.
I think the head shaking probably isn't what the sports psychologist ordered, but that was a really good game from the 19-year-old. She's back on track. And as we saw in that first set, holding serve just so important. That was the difference. Barty had 2 break points and won both of them. First serve percentage from both women, a little bit lower than they'd like in a set of 59 minutes.
Oh, suddenly, it's on fire again. Rocketed out of the blocks in the first set. It's done the same in the second.
She hits that backhand beautifully. Now that's a doubles return, probably a good one. She's been practicing with Bethany Mattek-Sands. You've got to hit that backhand slightly late to create that angle.
Yeah, said she was going to check with Bethany as to whether or not she was going to play doubles with her at the French Open. She's the boss, was what she said. I'm sure Bethany's pretty excited about playing with Świątek as well.
They make a good combination. Yeah. Mattek-Sands sort of has the court craft, doesn't she, and relies on Świątek's power to set her up. Great combo.
Yeah, she also said she's going to learn from her energy on the court, not just in tennis, but in life too. Guess the right way. And threads the needle.
I wonder if Świątek will pick up the long sock habit as well. This is a good one. Yeah, she went the right way and then had the down the line and Barty couldn't cover it. That's the problem with aggressively approaching on cross court. You just open the angles up.
Wow, I mean, that is stupendous.
Most people expect that backhand slice to land deep in the corner, but she actually just came under it a little bit more, softened the hands, and hit that low and short. You can see how much slice is on that ball. Impossible to read.
Bit of wizardry.
She's got it in spades, Barty. That's a shot which can really hurt you, just so much disguise on it.
It's a very good hold. Under pressure there at 15:30, but bit of magic with the slice backhand. Able to then turn the game around. Game apiece, second set.
Both players holding with much better first serve percentages. Barty at 50%, and Świątek so far, she'll be much happier. Her first service game, 75% of first serves, 3 out of 4.
I talked about Świątek, of course, playing doubles. Barty not playing doubles here, but of course went and won the double in Stuttgart on the doubles event with Jenny Brady.
A lot of players choose, especially when they've got a good chance at winning the singles, not to play doubles. It is a shame, of course, for the viewers who also like to see the big names in action, but you can understand it. Barty has played an awful lot in the last few months. She's probably trying to give herself a bit of a breather. It's not a shot that Świątek misses too much. No pressure on the forehand. She was well balanced. Just slightly lifted it. We'll give that the altitude of Madrid, shall we? Rather than her just playing slightly the wrong shot.
Just overcooking that one, and again a look of annoyance from Barty at love 30. It's a big chance. Both players haven't quite found their A game.
Barty's hit a few forehands, would have just hit the line. She's just getting enough top on that, rolling her wrist over just a fraction more. There have been a couple that have looked like they were going to go long and landed in, like that last one.
Two break points. Oh, well, got a little lucky with the net court, but nothing lucky about the pass. And Barty breaks first to start the second set. And more shakes of the head from Świątek. It's the world number one who leads by 2-1, second set. Hasn't had to play her best tennis, which might have surprised Barty up against the uber-talented Iga Świątek. But she's doing enough right now. Up a set and a break. Hasn't been broken since her first service game either. And that's one of the reasons why first serve percentage is certainly going in the right direction.
She looks like she's got the bit between her teeth now, Barty. She's got that sort of focused look.
if in doubt, like a good penalty taker, go down the middle.
30-0. 30 love.
I'd imagine she's a good penalty taker as well.
Oh,
We've seen her at all the other sports.
There's no doubt. I think she'd go hard down the middle like that one. She was up to it so fast, wasn't she? And just really got over that ball. Świątek running. I couldn't stop.
40-0.
She's a big Aussie rules fan. Boyfriend is a huge Liverpool fan, sadly.
Is that right?
40
Yeah.
love.
He's got very good taste. Of course, Barty's boyfriend stayed in Australia. It's quite a small team. Little entourage for Barty at the moment.
New balls, please.
Yeah, of course, with our birthday
Barty
last week, it was the best
3 games to
mum
1.
of dogs, wasn't it? I think,
Yes.
something like that.
That's right. She's got 5 dogs, 1 new addition. The family are looking after them. She said when she left Australia, she knew it was going to be for 6 months or so, and she had a bit of a cry. She is very much a home girl, but she's doing brilliantly on this tour. Really good focus and managing to make the most of it.
Yeah, I want to know whether Gary Kissick, who is her boyfriend, if he has persuaded her to become a Liverpool fan.
Oh, I don't think it takes much persuading, does it? Maybe a little bit more at the moment.
I would suggest it does.
Derby County is where she should go, perhaps.
Exactly. Go off the wall, something different. It's a nice 1-2 punch with new balls for Świątek.
You could send her, is it the Rams?
It is the
Derby
Rams,
County?
yeah. They're in a little bit of dismay at the moment. I think it's best not to talk about it. What's got to change here for Świątek to turn this around?
Well, she looks like she's just pressing a little bit. And of course, a break behind is a tricky place to be, given the Barty serve. We know she's the ace leader. And we know Świątek has that fierce forehand as well, and it's just not quite working for her at the moment. Just tightening things up. It's not far away. But she is, of course, slightly running out of time here. So she's got to do the job here on her own serve and then try and put a bit of pressure on the Australian. It's certainly far from over.
It's the point of the match. Just awesome tennis from both players. And maybe that will get Świątek going.
Well, that's what we were expecting. It was sort of keeping Barty on a rope, wasn't it? She moved her from side to side. Great recovery from the Australian. And then Świątek unleashes on the swinging volley. Not an easy shot, but that was all Świątek. She deserved that point. I think Barty agrees.
Crowd enjoyed that one too. It's a good game from Świątek. First game in 4 for the pole, hanging in there. It's Barty who leads by a set and by 3 games to 2.
indica tu ubicación en la grada y una de nuestras cámaras te localizará para hacerte la foto. No te olvides de guardarla y compartirla en redes sociales. Recuerda, desde la aplicación de Mutua Madrileña.
Time.
Well, more meditating for Świątek. No doubt, probably replaying that amazing point midway through that previous game. Do you feel this match is yet to really come to life? It has the potential to, though.
Zero Ginting. Love 15.
It's a bullet sweetly struck, and suddenly Świątek has gone up a gear.
Well, she started to win the slightly longer rallies, hasn't she? Great depth from the pole. And then unleashed the forehand, I should say, down the line. Great accuracy. It's just getting a little bit more depth on her shots from the baseline at the moment. It's doing the trick. I think she'll attack this one. It's a very whippy forehand, just getting a little bit more spin on it now. The forehand, it was floating just a fraction long. She's managed to contain that.
So here's a chance to get the break back. 3 break points for the world number 17. No, just missing.
15-40.
Incidentally, this one looking very tight. It's very, very tight on the Arancha Sanchez Stadium court. Home hope. Paula Badoza has just taken the second set against Anastasia Sevastova. Sevastova taking the first set 7-6. Badoza's taking the second 7-6. I want to serve that as gutsy tennis from Barty. So 2 down, 1 to go.
Barty's been doing that all season. Come back from so many times, either a set down or in the third set, where she's just managed to come up with the goods. She's been so successful, so mentally strong.
Oh, well, it nearly was horrid. But I'm sure Barty will be mightily relieved. It did drop just long.
What a great defensive shot from Barty too. You could see what Świątek was trying to do there, trying to get the ball right up on Barty and just overcooked it.
Barty.
Just a little loose. Oh, it's incredible tennis. Barty thought she had Świątek on the ropes, but the backhand was something else.
It was a typical training ground exercise, cross-court, cross-court. And who's going to be brave enough to go down the line, but it didn't favour Barty on that occasion. A very tricky volley, and even she can't conjure up something magical in the magic box.
Barty.
A look of determination from Barty. She's certainly tightened up her game, there's no doubt about that. She's only made the 4 unforced errors in this set, compared to the 12 in the first. As for Świątek, just a few too many from the pole. And that's a big opportunity missed for the world number 17. Barty recovers from love 40 down. Gutsy tennis from the world number 1.
And just so strong mentally. You saw her coach Craig Tyser there touching his head, coming back from love 40 in that game. And she's just done that time and time again. We've heard Barty on the brink so many times, and she just recovers each and every time. And that's a forehand that Świątek really never misses. But just trying to do the job against Barty is not that easy.
Oh. Well, this match has taken its time to warm up, hasn't it? But it's now coming to life.
What a superb point from both players. It was an incredible lob. Barty did so well. I thought she was going to go with the tweener on that shot, but got round it with a fantastic shot. Barty's are still a little bit out of breath, always running back for those ones. Really ties you up. Just didn't have very much on that. And now it's a shake of the head for Craig Tyser. You don't see that too much.
Miss Barty chanting the call on the left, right, center service line. The ball was called in.
She's not a fan of the electronic system. That might win her over a little bit more, though.
It definitely hit a line. It was just the wrong one.
Cuarenta 0. T love.
That one so early, taking all the time away from Świątek.
4T15.
Just missed that one too. Is it going to happen again? 40 in the previous game, couldn't get over the line.
4T30.
Starting to see the exquisite court craft from both of these players, as this time Świątek does get over the line in a game.
Barty gana 4 juegos
This
a 3.
intriguing match
4 game
continues
to
to maneuver one way then the other. Barty though still in front with the break 4-3.
Time.
We have to say both players have just raised their game in the last 15-20 minutes. Such talented individuals. And this match coming to life.
Świątek has been very successful coming to the net. She's actually been in there more than Barty has. That's 2 winners from 3 points adventuring in just this set. That was a lovely little touch volley. She got down really well.
iguales. 15.
Barty's really tightened up her play. The numbers look really good at the moment. 5 winners to 5 unforced errors.
Just long.
15-30.
Looks like Świątek's having, or being a little bit more comfortable on the receivership of the slice backhand from Barty.
It was certainly an adjustment that Barty made, wasn't it? Just done like midway through the first set to slice the backhand more often. And as you say, Świątek has seemingly got used to that tactic. So just wonder whether Barty will switch it up again.
Miss Świątek challenging the call on the right
you've got,
center service line. The ball is called in.
As many ones as you like
yes.
with the challenge, so why not use them unlimited? Looks like it might have nicked the line. Yes, just. Can understand the challenge.
I think Barty's enjoying the challenge system now. She's turned it around.
Light vessel.
Rocket of a serve. And what a time. Seemingly found those big serves in the big moments today, Barty. 6th ace. She said she was pleased with finding a way to win in the previous round. Same goes for her run in Stuttgart with all those tight matches she won. She's certainly battle-hardened, the Australian, and that is showing up here. That's 2 games in a row now on serve where she's been under real pressure, being able to come through. And now a game away from a place in the quarterfinals.
It's a lovely thing to have, that serve. It just gets her out of trouble time and time again. The problem for the opponents of Barty, because she's holding her serve, and it's so hard to break her, so the pressure then comes on your own serve. Świątek trying to do too much on that forehand, just lifts it too much. She's got that real whippy shot on the forehand, and that one sails long.
Light vessel.
She's getting a little frustrated, which you can understand. As I said, we're so excited today playing the world #1, or a world #1 for the first time. Just hasn't been in a rhythm on serve all match. Consider how much of a rhythm she's been out of on serve. She's actually done a pretty good job, Świątek, because so often we see players who have a first serve percentage below 50%. And then it sort of seeps into the rest of the game. But she's played some good tennis, particularly in this second set. At least the double faults have stopped in set 2, although I'm sure Polish fans now will be saying, shh.
Commentator's curse.
Great angle.
30-15.
Someone's saying it's a golden age right now for women's tennis. We've got the golden oldies. No disrespect to the likes of Venus Williams, Petra Kvitova and Serena Williams. But you've also got those who play different brand of tennis too. Different characters. A lot of young up-and-comers. Świątek leading the charge. More than an up-and-comer. You're a Grand Slam champion.
It's like a great theatre production in my eyes. Just keeps getting better and better. A wonderful cast of characters. So many great matchups in Madrid. Well, it's been great matchup after great matchup. This is certainly one of them.
Yeah, I think this will be the first of many between these two. At least we hope anyway.
Juego Świątek.
Just saying, finally, first serve and a cheap point and a comfortable service hold. And she will ask the question of her opponent as to whether Barty can serve this match out. 5-4.
Time. Gracias, señoras, señores. Siéntense rápidamente, por favor.
Oh, it's been an intriguing set, hasn't it? Intriguing match overall too. Barty so far has just played the bigger points better. But she's got the biggest point yet to come, she's hoping, in this game.
Gracias.
Serving for the match and a meeting with Petra Kvitova in the quarterfinals. Beautifully done.
It's just been a solid set of tennis for Barty. Nothing spectacular. 8 winners, 9 winners now, 6 unforced errors. She's just doing everything well.
Yeah, she's just managed her game, hasn't she? Such a great game player. Talked about the adjustment with the slice backhand midway through the first set. Also recognised that she was leaking a few too many errors early on. She's also recognised that Świątek has made a few too many errors, so she's kept things tighter.
And that serve, if you can count on the serve, I mean, it's just been really good in this set. 2 aces, no double fault, 64% in. Solid as a rock. She's winning 78% of points behind her first serve.
She just seems to find it when she needs it most. And it will be 3 match points for Ash Barty. Not yet. First double.
40-15.
The set.
40-15.
Fifth of the match. Still 2 more match points. It's a 23rd match win of 2021 for Ash Barty, more than any other player, as she wins the battle of the Roland Garros champions. I'm sure we'll be witnessing this battle time and time again throughout their career. Great sportsmanship as ever from Iga Świątek. But look at that beaming smile, showing everyone just why she is the world #1. It was a measured performance from the Australian, that just played the bigger points better and comes through 7-5, 6-4.
Barty again has that serve to thank for her victory. She made it look easy at the end. She faced 7 break points in the entire match and lost just 1 of them. But she was perfect on break points. A wonderful performance again from the Australian. And she has just been magnificent. She comes from Stuttgart, where she won the singles, of course, and now she has a 14-match winning streak on the red stuff. All credit to her.
Moves through to the quarterfinals to meet Petra Kvitova. We were talking about matchups. That's another tasty one to come up. It's just the 2nd time that she's reached the last 8 in Madrid.
The orangutan seemed to be working for her. Świątek will go off knowing she had a few chances there. She soared into a 3-love lead and was playing spectacular tennis. The wheels came off a little bit. She had that game in the first set with 3 double faults. And she just wasn't happy with her serve throughout the rest of the match, really. Had a few moments, but she'll be back. An exciting prospect. She'll probably prefer the slower conditions of Rome and Roland Garros.
Yeah, the serve just let her down a little today, didn't it?
Felicidades, Ashleigh. Congratulations, Ashleigh. It was an amazing match between the last 2 champions of Roland Garros. It was your first ever meeting against Iga, and you did amazing today.
Yeah, it was a very tough match. I expected nothing less, and it was a lot of fun out here tonight with Iga. She's a great player. She's a great champion. I'm sure that's going to be first of many, many matches for us.
Now you're going to face another great rival, Petra Kvitova. She has won here 3 times, but you know how to beat her. You've done it the last 4 times you played against her.
Yeah, we've played a lot. We've had very, very good battles. I always love to test myself against Petra. She's a great competitor. She's a brilliant person and obviously loves playing on this court. So hopefully I can try and find a way to enjoy that one and play a good match.
People love you, seeing playing here. So congratulations. See you next day.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And that's a match that everyone will be looking forward to. They look forward to every match with Ash Barty, I would have thought, because she's so much fun to watch, so much fun to listen to as well. And was able to get the better of a very competitive opponent. And it's the 2019 Roland Garros champion who defeats the 2020 Roland Garros champion. And who knows, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, that will be a final in Paris.
Yeah, Barty absolutely delighted with that performance. You could see it in her eyes, and it was an all-round solid performance from the Australian world #1. 53% of first serves in, and she was actually winning 80% of the points behind that first serve. A solid day, 20 winners and 19 unforced errors, and those break points, 3 for 3, magnificent effort.
So what it all means is that Barty books that meeting with 3-time former champion Petra Kvitova here in Madrid. So someone's record's got to go. Who will it be? It'll be the top seed against the 9th seed. Also, incidentally, they're still going over on the Arancha Sanchez Stadium court. You can tune into that one if you've got the opportunity to, because it is 4-love in the third to Paula Badoza against Anastasia Sevastova. Winner of that one will play Belinda Bencic. But from us, that rounds off the day's play. Join us tomorrow, 1 p.m. local time, for some more last 16 action from Candy Reid and myself, Pete Hodges. Hope you have a good night.
Juego 7 partido. Barty. 2-0. 7-5. 6-4. 7-5, 6-1.